Okay, we're gonna try and get some trades in now before we might go to all-time highs. So far it doesn't look like we're gonna go to all-time highs. Felt the high here. This was the high for this range, so I don't really care about that. Felt again. I was looking at this in a moment. The 15-minute, we felt again that. There's not really a fair value gap up here. If anything, we have this wick or this wick here. Actually, on the 5-minute, this is the highest fair value gap right here. So technically, we did test into that in this moment and fail it. Okay. So direction is a clear down for me. This is first target. So we should be going down until we get to this point. We have 130 news. 130 news in 7 minutes. Okay, we close that low. So we could get a retest back up to here. Preferably up to this range, not this tiny mini range. There's nothing saying this range down here can't push us up to here, so I'd be looking at this as well. Just to see what happened there, right? Because we did close this higher, then we never tested back down into the range. Just doing right now. If we close that midpoint, not interested. That candle is looking quite nasty as well. Close it on the 15, suggest it might close on the 1 minute, which it does. Gonna keep an eye on this real quick. So this to push price up, doesn't have to. Close here and then test it back down to this range. This range is already held. Gonna put the levels for this 4-hour fair value gap on the screen, just to see how we're using that right now. Okay. Doesn't really look like it's doing much. No real reason why we should be looking at this 4-hour right now. Look how many times it kind of just blew through it. Okay, don't really care about this anymore now. Okay, that didn't hold. If this fails, then there's not really much to keep us up. Would like to see this close. This is closed, so we can get that run up still. This is good though, obviously I'd rather price be down than up. Anyway, the further away from here the better, really. I'd love if we just came all the way down. One 30 news is coming, so it might spike us up and then go down, or it might just dump. Kind of would prefer if we just had 130 news up and then came down. That'd be really nice. We can just forget about this range to start moving down. Next range down is here, so that's a solid $80 in price action, basically. This range is highest fair value gap's been tested into, so we'd be looking at the bottom of this if this fails to hold. More importantly, we have this range here closed, never tested back into it. And the actual 4-hour candle, we have a high and a low, the order block. Looking at this, would be nice to come down to here, but there's still nothing saying this is going to go down. Could just be holding this a wick to go higher and break this high. It's kind of all what happens in the next hour or so. Got that news in a minute. Then we've got another one at 2:45, a 145 euro red folder, a 3 PM USD orange folder, 3:30 USD yellow folder. It's quite a lot of news today. We've not really had any sort of news lately. Good news at least. It's all just been yellow, couple of orange. Quite a lot of news tomorrow as well. Okay, so let's see where this goes. Five, four, 3, 2, 1. Huh. That really didn't do anything. I was expecting a lot more than that. For 130 news, it's normally a spike. It's still going a lot faster, but okay. Just gonna look at this real quick. Just looking at the stop losses. The stop losses are a bit better now. A bit higher. Not so small. Okay. Well, this It's creating immediate rebalance. There's no reason to go higher. Plus it's a swing, obviously, so yeah, I think that would have been a good attempt to go for. Just wasn't really thinking about that in the moment. Just down to there, it's almost 3R. So what we can do is this closes, test back to here, and then we can get the trade down if it doesn't want to go higher. Close the low here. This low's been closed, like we said. Okay. What's the 15-second time frame doing? Closes here, so we're gonna hold off of this small range down here. Order block for that small range is this. That's holding. Flip direction up. Close the low for this range. So we could actually get this trade here before this closes, which is actually this candle. Kinda wanted to see it trade higher first. I don't want to just rush into this, even though I think this could work out. I wanted to see this flip up to here. Okay, well that was a good, definitely a good trade we could have taken. That's fine though. Right, now we've closed the actual thing here. There's still a world where we can come up before going lower. But we do have that news coming up again in 11 minutes. We have another red folder. It's Euro, but still might do something. So unless we get one in a couple of minutes here, we're gonna have to disregard that. What would the profit look like? Not too bad, actually. Didn't really test up the close in this. Let me create a new range here. We're holding aggressively off the low. Which creates an immediate rebalance. We're at that 4-hour PDR. So I can see this flipping the direction back up real quick. Okay, so 5 minutes correct and immediate rebalance as well. If it doesn't go any higher than this. If this tested up into this range, I wouldn't have said no to this, actually. Which would have been looking at this candle. So we are actually closing lows. Close low here. Highs did not get closed. So there's our direction. Midpoint of the order block is all the way down here. Not tested that yet, so until we test that, I don't think we can even get any momentum to go higher. But we tested it now. Yeah, so like I said, there was a couple of good trades here on the 15-second. That the likelihood of working out was quite high. This one, in my opinion, was really good. It would have been a lot better for me though if we traded up. If we traded up, I would have taken this. Some of this, if this traded up, this would have been a good thing to take. So we'd be looking at this candle here. In fairness, already closed the midpoint of this fair value gap, so the direction was already kind of telling. We close the midpoint in 20 seconds. If this closes, we're likely going to go all the way down to here. It's closed. Cool, we've closed it now. Maybe we trade back up, create that immediate rebalance, trade into something. We do have that 15-minute range here. So this range here, this tiny small thing, even though there's no high on the 1 minute, there's a high on the 15-second. We're trading into that highest point. Actually, no, we're not. It's a fair value gap here. It's also a swing, so. Oh, we have that swing up, but this is the highest. No, it's the highest fair value gap on the minute. It'd have to be that. The profit is not good at all. It's not even a 1 hour fill, what I risk normally. Probably wait this out though. Close this miniature higher. So this range could hold to go up to here, meaning if we took this it would be stopped out. Like so. We close this, it comes up to here. Spikes into this range before it goes lower. Now it looks better. If there wasn't news in 3 minutes, I wouldn't mind taking that. Once we can close the midpoint. Imagine just gonna get rid of this. Prefer a white screen over a blue. Then I'll just put the levels on the screen. Okay, there's the swing up. We never gained anything, the midpoint of this after swinging up, and then there was no real reason to enter until here. Let me guess, you never got an entry. Nope. You would have been sitting there with your entry if you wanted to go for that. And personally I wouldn't have. Close this and this, but then again we did get up to that point where it needed the trade to, so yeah, I would have been skeptical on that, and because I was skeptical, I wouldn't have taken anything. But direction was clear, right? Closing these miniature highs was just to cycle up to here. Just like the 1 minute, like we always say. Whatever direction is going in, we're going to use the opposing side just to cycle up to it to go lower. Okay. News happened. I just have to go somewhere. News happened. Did absolutely nothing. Cool. Glad I didn't take anything because of that. Wow, that really did a lot. Nice. Anyway. Direction was so clear, right? Wish I was able to take this. I mean, like we said, it didn't even test up if we did want to take it. Would have been looking at the midpoint of this candle, which is also that point. That would have been almost 10 on now. But yeah, it's just about reading the price action, right? What's going on? Closing exterior lows and then closing interior highs is just to come up to exterior order blocks, which is what happens when things cycle in a direction. Exhibit A, right? Close these lows. All these miniature ranges getting closed here is just a cycle to here. It's the same with every single range. I think the 1 minute's a bit better to do this on. These ranges all the way up here, and all the ranges up here when you're going down, you're closing these highs to come to the order block of the exterior range if they're closed, and that's all that price does on both sides. You just have to know if you're taking an interior high being closed off of an exterior low that's been closed, you're only getting it up to the order block. You're not getting it up and higher There's obviously cases where it goes higher, but that's when direction's flipping. So realistically, no reason to go up until here now. Not really any levels to go off of other than the 4 hour. And get rid of this stuff. Okay, so looks like I didn't actually need to log on so early, because it looks like we're gonna have a nice movement down today. We've closed this here, so there is a world where we come back up, and if we come back up, there's always a threat of us closing this and going higher, which is exactly what I wouldn't want to see. But right now I think closing this here, closing this here, this range got closed, the order box here, we can come back up. So we're going to 15 seconds, and let's talk about those interior highs being closed. Interior highs being closed just to cycle up to that bigger piece now. This is, we know that's been traded into, we don't need that. Don't really need that on our screen. Even this 4 hour, I don't really want it. I'm not really looking at it. I'm just gonna get rid of it. Don't need it. It's just ugly. I will keep that as dashed. Okay. Not traded into anything yet. See the weekly, there's not really anything other than the high of what could be the order block if discounter goes down. Which I mean it's just not been tested into at all really. Let's get rid of that. Any other levels? No, nothing. Do we need these? I'm gonna get rid of them. Fair value gap I was using yesterday. I'll put that on the screen just so when we get here, if we do. Okay. Not really anything's happened, so I'm just gonna actually hold up. I mean, this is the range that needed to be traded into, right? So this is gonna have that flip in direction. Midpoint. Midpoint of that is there. Okay. 15 seconds. We'll close that and then already traded into it, so there's no reason for this to hold. Equal lows there, so it's not an actual low, so the low is down here. 5 minute though, there is one. We've closed. Okay. So we'd be taking that to the order box, start to here at start. So I kind of used a 5-second there to clarify, just because there was no low until here on the 15th second. But now we've closed this, this is good. Hold this. If we hold this and get here, then that's where I would go for a break even. We can go as high as this. If that closes, I'm gonna trail now, so it's a trail for me, or a break even. Okay, this is nice. I think this is a good trade. We traded up to the next range, into the fair value gap. That was quite a fast entry. Try one more into profit. So now we should come up to here. We've closed the low. I mean, if we close the low, there's actually a world where we can now come up to here. I mean, our trade could get broken out here. Don't want to be holding that. If we're holding that, then we can come up to here. So we are holding this range nicely. Till now, I'd be a bit skeptical just because we did gain it now. This candle gained that midpoint. If we don't close this, then we're fine. If we do close this, then I'm gonna go higher here. If we get to this low, I can trail to this candle. Now this candle. So yeah, it's gonna break us out. Cool, I think that was a good attempt. Like I said, the moment we gain the midpoint down, that's kind of telling that we're gonna come back up. We did close the low, so this can hold. This can hold here. So your next trade would be this. If we gain up, and it's no longer the order block, but the 1 minute. If this creates a higher, there's a lower, this is the order block. I'd much rather take this opposed to something up there. I'd definitely go for this if there's a re-entry. If we close this here now though, actually I wouldn't care if it closes. I'm also just looking at. Okay, we close the fair value gap, but yeah, I'm no longer interested now. Don't really care about that. I want to see this close now if I was going to go for a short. That was a good attempt. Wasn't the worst. So we was talking about movement coming back up anyway, so this not pushing us all the way down is kind of just confirming movement all the way back up to here. So closing this interior higher here can push us up to the next range, or this got traded into. That's not going to have any sort of flips. This got closed, this didn't get traded into, so the next flip in direction is probably going to be here. And when I talk about flips, that can literally just last 2 candles. Just talking about it's going to flip. So there's really no reason why this can't go up. Be looking at this real quick. Why that? Already closed. Don't actually care about that then. Yeah, I would be looking at that. But if we've not got there yet, and we come back down, I'd be taking a long. So if this next candle trades into this gap, that creates a swing. And if we do hold off of the high as an aggressive trade, a sign of aggressive price action, go up to here. So maybe we get something like so, up to here, 7.44. Something I'd like to see. This can definitely flip the direction down. Didn't close the high, it's a good sign. High not being closed is a good sign, we can flip it down. Still not closed. Actually it has closed now. This candle closed out. But we didn't close the midpoint, so it doesn't really mean too much right now. It's been gained. I'm not looking for a short, but I'm looking for things to aid in a short down to this range, to this fair value gap, this order block, this high or whatever, which is exactly what we've got now. So let's get this on the screen just in case. Okay. Come down to the lower point. Would have definitely been a lot better if this did actually go. But still, it's not gonna affect me from taking this. Midpoint shallowly got closed. Is that candle lower? I'm not impressed. Got to have a swing in a minute. So I'm gonna wait for that swing to get put in. Hopefully it's down. Unfortunately though, if this does come up, if this does swing and go up, our stop loss is pretty big for the trade. Well, it's actually not that bad. 2.78. I'd probably just have it here though. This makes it a bit better. Swings up, which I'm not really a fan of. And swings have been doing stuff, so I'm not going to take this until we get a swing down. I'm going to get something on the screen now. It's unfortunate because I'd love to take that. But just because I've been trending, I don't want to take an unnecessary loss. It's something that I should have been waiting for. This is free, so even if 4 comes here, and then this creates something I can enter off of. Let's look on the 15 second. closed here. We could swing down to this with this flipping direction. This closed. Flip us down to here. Let's start looking at this candle as a potential entry. Cool. Okay, just go lower and we can go for this. Wherever you go. That's it, keep going, keep going. Nice. Okay, if it pushes up now, we can go for this. If it doesn't, we'll forget about it. Closed here. Gonna forget about that. So notice I didn't take this because there was no swing down. Exactly why you shouldn't take things. The swing's up in this moment. There's no swing down. You take this right, you get stopped out. This is going to flip direction down as well. So unless you're gambling everything on this hold in, you're kind of entering a losing trade there. Still don't think this looks too bad. Didn't close the low on the 1, close it on the 15 though. So unless this holds, if this doesn't hold, but the midpoint is all the way here. It's a bit too late for that. We actually closed it there. Don't think this will fill us, but I'll leave it there just in case. There's no reason to get rid of it yet. We gained the order block. I could just get in the trade and have it here. It's only 2.14 order. That's unfortunate. It kind of has to be this candle. If this candle doesn't come down now, I'll get rid of this. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that, unfortunately. There's nothing saying you can't enter here. Definitely nothing saying you can't enter here. Just, for me, it's not worth it. Because the stop losses are already tight and the profits are not that good. Because I can't do any more than 15. So it doesn't really make it worth it. But if I was risking less, it makes it more worth it. Because I could just do more contracts. Because I can't do any more than what I risked. This doesn't really become worth it. Not even 2R. If this goes though, this goes, and we trade back down and can take that. Didn't go on the 15, so right now it doesn't look likely. It's going to go higher. So we'll wait this one out. Won't be doing anything until this closes. Until this closes. And a little choppy range here. It's really easy to see on the 1 minute here. Not broke any direction. Actually still not even tested to the lowest point of this range. Lowest fair value gap and the order block. So we could still go down before going higher. Be willing to take a long here if this comes down. Doesn't break any lows. Doesn't break any lows on the 1 minute or the 15 second. So I would actually go for this if this closed, because this closed here, so this could just be flipping direction up. If that closed, it would be identifying to, it would be telling me, sorry, that we're just coming down here to hold this, which it's currently trying to do. Just chop right now. I'm probably just gonna keep it. Pause until something breaks out. Okay, it's starting to look a bit better. I've actually broke out in a direction here. Being the first low of this range. So I was anticipating price moving down here. A lot of people would get caught out with seeing, oh, because this closed, we can take a long. Gotta look at the exterior first. Look at the exterior, break first, and then the interior. The interior doesn't mean anything to the exterior until the interior shows that it's holding. So I wouldn't take a long until we close this. This is what I've said in the past, I call like a bait range. So once this closes, once this closes here, and then I'd look for something. Swing down here, but we could also so far so as to swing up until this closes, because we're still going sideways. Look on the 15 now. Close exterior, closed interior, hold interior, closed interior, closed interior. This looks like it's going to go up. Because realistically, right, we already closed this on the 15. The exterior already closed on the 15. And then it came up, tested it. Failed to go lower, came up, closed interior, created this high here, once closing here, comes down, holds this, closes interior again. The last piece really would be to close this exterior high. But it's already telling me that it's trying to go higher. Just comes down, sweeps, doesn't close this. It's looking nice. Sweeps. Let's see, it didn't close. If it comes up, let's take a look. If it comes up, we can take something. This might be the order block. Let's just be a bit faster, just in case it does swing up and this is the order block. Okay. So, we want this to go. Once this goes, can break even. But we got to realise once this closes, we can trade back down. It could stop us out and then go in our direction anyway. This tested us perfectly. So what I will do here, if this closes up, break even. Comes a free trade now anyway. Had some movement down, so we'll make sure that's break even now. Okay, that stopped us out, that's fine. We'll just get a re-entry. If we can close this high. If not, we'll continue with that chop still. So that's just 2 break even so far. And notice as well, actually, I shouldn't have taken this. Realistically, right? I was saying I want this to sweep, not close. It closed. What's it going to do if it closes? Well, it's going to try and hold this, or just whatever part of it. We entered once that closed, so realistically, it's only going to get hit before it goes lower, which is exactly where it went. So we kind of contradicted ourselves there with what I've been saying. So in hindsight, even if this does work out, I wouldn't have taken that. I shouldn't have taken that because it closed. At the end of the day though, it wasn't a loss, but it could have been, just because we misread that move. So what we would do is we would just wait for this to go, just so we would get that actual direction. We would still be in this though if we wanted to, but I'd rather not be. I'd rather wait for something. We are developing a direction now, closing here, now closed here. Evident that we're going to try and go higher now. Cool. So we knew the direction was up. We just wasn't happy with the price action happening here. Which, I mean, who would be going sideways for that long? Closes here, so this is going to flip the direction, even though it's going to be momentary. There's nothing saying it couldn't come lower down here, stopped us out and then gone higher. So I'm fine with taking a break even now. Close these now, so now we can come back down. They've all been closed. Actual order book of the range is here. We might not come back down before getting up to here. Hopefully it does just come down, we get a trade. 230s in a couple of minutes, so I think we might just have to not take anything anymore. Could take this short. Could definitely take this short down, but I'd rather not. This is kind of a bait range, in my opinion. So he's going to take the bait to get stopped out. This is just something small that could hold. Realistically, it's the next thing in the sequence. And I would, like I was saying, the only thing I'm looking for this to do is to bring us back down to the range that brought us up to it. But because we're so close to the time as well, I wouldn't even bother trying to take this. Okay, so sign of going lower, if we are going to go lower. Would be to close this. There's not actually a low equalised, but I'd still kind of deem this as a low of this range. Let's keep an eye on that. Doesn't close, but it does look like the next candle will just close up. Let's take a look. So right now we'd look at, if the time wasn't 2:30, we'd be looking at this down to here. If this is to close, so it does close, and that's what you would go for. So always identify if you are actually going to go down off of a bearish order block, looking for internal confirmation on the 15-second. You didn't close the high, you closed the low, so you're going to go down. Like I said, because of the time, I'd never take this. Because the time could just flip the whole idea within an instant. Just like so. And it did give us that momentary flip. Like I said, it can be 1 to 2 candles or whatever, but definitely did something. We've only got an entry anyway, never really tested us. The time as well, I would have been waiting for that swing. Which the swing could start now at 28. If we're holding this and closing this, this becomes a range you can take. No real reason to go lower. Cycle time frames. Go look at what's going on. We're actually coming back up to that point. So if this doesn't hold, we're in trouble. Which, because of the time, might not hold up. 30 seconds, hopefully it rips, and then rips. Let's see what happens. Yes, that's direction we'd like, but we closed this range, so we're just going to come back to hold it, go higher, which this candle's doing. But hopefully that's just to take us to here, wherever the midpoint of that candle is. Here. So we've still got this whole candle to know what the direction is. So we've got 15 minutes to see what happens really. So what I normally do to give it time, I just leave it, come back at 3, which is exactly what I'm going to do.